Hi everyone, welcome to Parlay and Chill, where we stack wins and stay cool. Your parlay destination for sports betting, football, basketball, baseball, WNBA, anything in between. My name is Tiana, and I'm here with my good friend Jamar, and I have been sports betting for a few years, and I like to keep it cool as I make my picks. How are you today, Jamar?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, but we here. we we about to share some knowledge here. But I'm tired, boss.
Okay, with that said, because I am very tired too, we're gonna try to keep the energy up, get through these picks, get the people some moolah, right? And keep it
Okay.
rolling, right? So, first thing we're gonna start with is our winning slips from last week. So, just so the people know, as Jamar get the slip up, your girl went to Vegas this weekend, okay? And while I was in Vegas, I was able to do some live sports betting, which I feel is better than online. So if you're ever in Vegas, go to the sports book and live bet. It is so much fun. With that said, your girl also hit. So I played college. There we go. Thank you. I'm probably doing better with you. I played a college money line slip, and it hit. Everything hit fairly easy. That Oklahoma was real close. If anybody out there watch college football, the Oklahoma Auburn game had me on the edge of my seat, but they pulled it through. And this is a great hit. 17s. I want to say it was plus 1250, something like that. So it was a good
Good
hit.
stuff.
So we want to keep those rolling, especially as we get deeper into the football season, the
Yep.
college football season. All right. So with the good, always comes the other side. So now it's time to show our last leg slip. These are slips that lost by one leg. The game I was looking most forward to, Lions and Ravens. I actually watched it on the plane on my way home from Vegas Monday night. And as you see, this TD slip that I had for you guys, Hopkins didn't get a TD. And I will say something about this. This was a damn good slip. Um, I feel the reason that this leg missed, that the slip didn't hit, is because they changed up who they was targeting, the receivers for the Ravens. So the first two games, it was Hopkins and what's
Zay
the cat
Flowers.
name? Zay Flowers. It was Hopkins and Flowers. Hopkins and Flowers. They been all the targets, all the looks. Now all of a sudden, uh Mark Andrews looked like Jamar Chase out there. Like, what the hell is going on? Okay. And they got
Yep.
Bateman out there looking like, the second coming of Justin Jefferson. And it's, I don't know. It was insane. So with that said, Hopkins, I want to say he had one target, right? He didn't even get opportunity to really get a TD. So unfortunately, this slip didn't hit. Good slip, unpredictable as we know. But we're moving forward, moving upward. Hopefully this week we can get you some good plays in. All right. So now we're gonna go with the NFL games of the week. So this week, what I want to do is focus on a money line slip. I feel like this week we got a few games where it should um the outcome should really go towards the favorable team. I know last week it was a couple crazy games, with Boston and I mean not Boston,
Cleveland.
with the Packers and the Panthers and all that stuff. But with that said, we're moving forward. And so I have Lions beating Cleveland, Texas over Titans, Chargers over Giants, Packers over Cowboys, and I believe this Rams Colts game is going to be fairly high scoring. So I took the over of 49 and a half. Okay, Jamar, let's start with this Lions game. Um,
All right.
I'll go first. I understand that Cleveland has a very good defense. However, I do not think that their defense, as good as it is, can overcome what is I feel is the best offense in the NFL in the Lions. So, do I think the Lions going to score 40 points? No. But do I think the Browns can stop them enough to stop their scoring and have the offense to overtake, whatever they bring their scoring down to? No. Um, do I think it'll be a blowout? No. So I think it'll be a pretty good game. It'll definitely be a gritty defensive game, but in the end, I definitely believe the Lions gonna pull that one out. What you think?
I mean, the Lions are a superior team here, by far. Cleveland is
Mhm.
one of those teams to where they can match that grit per se, but doesn't have enough firepower. Now, Quinshawn Judkins, the rookie running back, he definitely was one of the main catalysts of why they had that improbable win last week against the Packers. But
Mhm.
nevertheless, with the game being in Detroit in Motor City, like I'm with you on that one.
Great. Okay, Texans, Titans. I mean, to me, the Titans are bottom of the barrel. I have not watched them too much, but from the little bit that I see, I don't see anything good going on over there down in Tennessee. The Titans, let's be fair, Titans is not top of the line either, right? The Texans are not top of the line. I would definitely give them middle of the road, middle bottom of the road kind of team right now, me personally. However, the Texans are at home. As mid as the Texans are, they're still way better than the Titans to me. So I feel like this should be an easy win. Blowout, probably not, but definitely should be a win for the Texans.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. It's just more so Titans don't really have enough at all. And then on top of that, like their wide receivers gonna have a tough time, especially if Derek Stingley Jr. for the Texans is playing. That makes Calvin really pretty much non-existent. Texans are we got one of the best defenses in the league. They're very aggressive. And the fact they're at home, that's a hostile environment. Even though it's a division game, I mean, Texans should win rather easily in this one. So yeah, I'm with you.
Cool. Next game, Chargers Giants. Do I need to say more? Right?
Bruh.
that, that's all. That's all we need to hear. Justin Herbert been proving all the haters wrong because he definitely got haters. I'm definitely on the Justin Herbert bandwagon. Me personally, just to throw out that I am a girl. I don't know if anybody noticed, but the Chargers have some of the best gear in the NFL. It's fire. Just throwing it out there. Um, However, the playing the Giants, Russell Wilson is getting benched this week. So that's how abysmal he has been. They're starting Jackson Dart. Um, I I see nothing. I mean, being at home, the Giants being at home does nothing for them. I feel. Um, Chargers. That should be an easy pick.
Chargers should win, right? Like they should just go all the way to MetLife Stadium, fly across from the West Coast to the East Coast, handle business. I mean, I got them winning as well. Just the trap of flying across time zones that's always a thing. But they're superior. Jackson Dart first start, even though I do like Jackson Dart more for that team than Russell Wilson was able to do. But nevertheless,
Mhm.
like that's a tough first game for Jackson Dart against that aggressive defense. And one thing about the Chargers, they're one of those teams that they are very physical on both sides of the trenches. So on the offensive line, their offensive line beats up on the defensive line, and their defensive line definitely causes problems for opposing offensive line. So yeah, I'm with you.
Good. All right, same page here. Now, controversial pick based on last week, but I'm still gonna go with the Packers, even though they lost to the Browns, because they're playing the Cowboys. They literally went from playing against one of the toughest defenses to one of the worst defenses. So this should be a great bounce back game for the Packers. I mean, the Cowboys made Caleb Williams look like Tom Brady in the fourth quarter out there. I mean, it was insane.
Bruh.
And as a Bears fan, side note, I was not impressed because of who our opponent was. I need to see the Bears play against a formidable team and do something similar in order for me to be moved.
You just can't
However,
take the layups. You just can't.
no,
My
no.
gosh.
That was the net was 100 feet wide. That wasn't even a layup. That was
No.
ridiculous. Because on top of the Cowboys being a terrible team, they number one receiver and only hope of offense went down. Like that was it. The best player they had on offense was George Pickens.
Okay, that
What?
sounds like a dumb problem. I mean, football's a violent game. These things happen.
I get it. With that said, the Packers will have a great comeback game. They have a solid offense. They have a solid defense. Cowboys has neither. Being at Dallas means nothing. They might as well play at the Packers. Yeah, this should be an easy. Even if the Packers don't win, the Dallas Cowboys are going to lose. So
That's a good one.
Packers is my pick for that one.
All right, so I agree with you. The one thing that I don't think you mentioned, Micah Parsons against his former team, he definitely got something to.
Absolutely. Very motivated. I mean, I think he's going to go for a sack record.
Oh, yeah.
Me personally, he's going to go for a sack record Sunday night. So that's definitely something to look out for. And I'll say that any person out there who has a sports betting app where you are able to bet sacks, I will definitely bet 1 or 2 sacks on Michael Parsons. That's definitely something to look to. And you could maybe even go as far to doing maybe something like a defensive score from Green Bay. That'd be something that you could tinkle with looking at that game. So let's move forward to the last leg. Colts Rams. Colts have been a surprise team this year, a pleasant surprise team this year. I have no problem with them. They're in AFC. They don't bother me. The Rams, as we know, is a very high offense team. One of the top offenses right now in the NFL. Colts are not too far behind, and they both have a okay defense, right? So to me, that's a recipe for a decent scoring game. Now, the reason I chose the over is because I feel like the over is a little low. If you ask me, if it was in the 50s, I probably would shy away from it. But where it's at now, this saying, okay, each team can score 24 to 25 points. I feel like that's easy, right? With both of these teams. So I'm comfortable with taking the over on this matchup for those reasons.
Like 27-24, that'll get it done in this game.
Yeah, no one needs 30, right? So I feel like that's one of the reasons that makes it me really comfortable. I mean, even looking at the last games, like the Colts scored 33, right? The Colts scored I think it was 40 something, right? Like they can get to 30. We know it's possible. We know the Rams can, without even looking. So they have a lot of good options. And a great quarterback as well. So these are the plays of the games of the week. Take this money line. You can add to it. You can subtract from it. Do what's comfortable as is. It's at plus 400. So $10 to get you back $42. Do what you want with that info. All right. Moving forward, we are going to go with the chill slip now. Our chill slips are our easy picks of the week. These picks should have a very, very, very high probability of hitting. Now, it's a little too early to go on the app and to specifically pick these props, but I know they will be there. So listen up. We have, and we spoke on this just a minute ago, the Packers and Cowboys. So within this game, I want you guys to pick Josh Jacobs over rushing. As we know, Cowboys have zero defense, right? They can't stop a cold. Josh Jacobs should have a field day. It should be the only thing in the playbook, to be honest. Run, right? They can't stop you. And then they're going to tire. It's crazy. So Josh Jacobs over rushing, okay? It's going to be a 2-leg slip. The second and last leg, surprise, surprise, Josh Jacobs anytime TD. That's absolutely happening. If Josh Jacobs do not get a TD on Sunday, I'm done. I'm out of sports betting. You won't hear from me again if Josh Jacobs do not get a TD Sunday night. It is.
Wait, so if he don't score, so this podcast ends on 2 episodes, huh?
That's it. It's over.
Nah. Okay.
I joke, I kid. However, I am very, very confident in his chill slip. So once again, Josh Jacobs over rushing. We're not sure what that line is now, but whatever it is, he's gonna get over it. Okay. And Josh Jacobs anytime TD. So those are your 2 legs for your chill slip this week. Now the hot slip. The hot slip of the week are upsets that we think have a potential to happen, right? Obviously, we know it's a little tougher to hit these slips, but there's always a chance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go through them and give you some explanations on why we chose these props, and then you can decide which ones you want to keep or take out if you decide to use this slip, right? Because the purpose of these slips is they definitely have a higher payout, right? They have a higher odds on them. So the first prop is Steelers Vikings. Steelers McCarthy, he is still out, right?
Mm-hmm.
We did see what they did to the Bengals, but the Bengals are bingling, right? And when I say that, I mean they are so suspect the first half of the season. It's like, who is this, right? And then also with my boy going down, I feel like that demoralized the team a little bit. And yeah, Minnesota got that easy win. However, I do not think it will be that easy for this backup QB against good old, help me out, name
Aaron
escaping
Rodgers.
me, old man Rivers. Aaron Rodgers. There we go. Old man Rivers. I don't think it'd be that easy. Is the Pittsburgh's defense as good as it's been in the past? No. However, this is an experienced team, experienced quarterback, experienced organization against a backup QB, and they are at home. I can definitely see Pittsburgh pulling out this.
I definitely want to throw out something here. As you notice, that time says 8:31 in the morning, meaning this is an international game.
Yes, that is the international game.
They are in Ireland.
Absolutely.
Just throwing that out there.
So basically, it is not at home. It is a neutral field. Good thing to point out. And with a backup QB, who's their backup?
Carson Wentz.
Ooh. Okay, we're gonna go with anything can happen in NFL, right? It's still possible. I feel like these teams have an even playing field. Carson Wentz with all his experience, Aaron Rodgers all his experience. They both have. We just gonna see what happens. Okay, I like this pick. We're gonna stick with this pick. Do what you will with it. Okay, moving forward. Bucks and Eagles. I like the Bucks. We saw the Eagles get exposed first half of the game against the Rams last week. Or maybe they exposed themselves. I don't know what the hell was going on with the Eagles. It was like Space Jam when they sucked the talent out of them or some
Bruh.
shit. Like, what happened? Like, who is this playing? I really felt like I was watching. It really looked like the Panthers and the Eagles switched powers on Sunday. The Panthers and Eagles like switch places because who that? You know, that's why I was like, who is this? However, with that said, I feel like the Bucks being a great team that they are, a little banged up. But with the QB that they got, my guy, give me his name. Name's escaping me
Baker?
live. Um, Baker Mayfield, yes. With Baker Mayfield, as great as he is, the great receivers he have in Mike Evans, they're at home. I really can see Bucks pulling this out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm always rocking with the Bakers, man. Like, look, the Buccaneers, all three of their wins have been in dramatic fashion. 2-minute drill. When they beat who was it? Atlanta the first week with Ibuka, with the game-winning touchdown. Second week, I forgot who scored the game-winning touchdown there, but they beat Houston in that hostile environment. And then, this past week, I mean, they got it done once again. Game-winning field goal against the Jets. I mean, this team finds a way to win. When it's crunch time, 2-minute drill, this team gets it done. Yeah, Mike Evans has a hamstring injury. He's out. But Chris Godwin should be playing this week alongside with Mbuka, Bucky Irvin. That defense is actually pretty solid. I'm not all the way sold on the Eagles. Yeah, they're undefeated. It's just how they're
Yeah,
doing it. I mean, yeah, it's boring, whatever,
yeah.
but it's more so.
They're not doing the ball enough
Yeah,
to me for
they
me. I
haven't.
feel like I feel like Barkley regressed a little bit, right? He hasn't really had that big explosive game yet this season, like he's had multiple of last season. Um, I mean, he's barely hitting 50 yards a game, and then um they're not passing the ball enough. What's the name? It didn't even. They had 0 passing yards the first half. How?
It don't make any sense.
So I.
Yeah, AJ freaking Brown, Devontae Smith,
So
Dallas Goddard. It don't make any sense.
yeah. So with that said, I'm very comfortable with picking the Bucks with the strong possibility to upset the Eagles Sunday. Okay. Last but not least. The Chiefs and Ravens. I know. Are you nuts? Right? Chiefs suck. They have no receivers. They 1-2, barely, right? Barely. They had to wake up to beat the Giants last week. Ravens are exponentially better. How could they be on your slip? Yada yada yada. Well, let me tell you why. This is what I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking. I'm thinking about the Ravens defense, right? It's not how it used to be. Okay. Right now, it seems like the Ravens is reliant on their offense to cover their lack of defense. They're like, we'll let you score, but we can score more than you. We can hold you back just enough, and we'll get that extra TD or field goal, right? I feel like the Chiefs getting that first win last week, bound with them being at home, and also playing a really good team is going to give them that oomph, right? To have the possibility to muster something together, to possibly beat the Ravens. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Chiefs' defense isn't that
No,
terrible.
they have a good defense.
Right. Exactly. And so that means that they have the possibility to actually hold the Ravens back to bring their offense down to their level a little bit, right? So with that said, that does give the Chiefs the possibility to offset the Ravens. And then we always know the refs, the NFL,
Uh,
Chiefs, Ravens, you know. But with that all said, I think that is a reasonable offset picks. So Steelers, Bucks, Chiefs, hot slip, offset picks of the week. Okay, last but not least, we have the single bet of the week. Mr. Keenan Allen. And I'm going to take this time, a hot 30 seconds, nothing too crazy, to give him his flowers so far. This is a 36, 35-year-old. He's been in the league a long time. Receiver who is so far one of the best receivers in the league. He has 3 TDs. He has had a TD in every game. He also has the most targets and most catches on the Chargers. And let's not forget, he's also in the same receiving room with Lad McConkey, who had a crazy year last year. And all of a sudden, Quentin Johnson know what a football feel like because he keep catching it. So with Quentin Johnson having his breakout season, and with Lad McConkey on the team, Keenan Allen still is cream of the crop, top of the wide receiver room for the hot Chargers. They're playing the Giants, who suck eggs. I think Keenan can definitely get another TD this week. Honestly, I'll throw a second one out there. Could be a toss-up between Quick Keenan Allen or Quentin Johnson to get a TD. You can choose either one to do a single bet, put them both in, do a 2-leg slip with both of them. Either one you choose, but I really believe this Keenan Allen anytime TD is a really great, safe single bet. And as I said last week, I'll say it again, I'll say it every week. Use these single bets to flip your money. If you feel like your bankroll is getting too low for your comfort, take a single bet, preferably plus 100, right? Preferably is gambling, okay? Let's not play too scared. But use that to flip your money, right?
Yep.
And I'll leave that at that. But Keenan Allen anytime touchdown is definitely my single bet of the week.
There it
All
is.
right. And we are at the end of the show. I am going to leave you with your betting tip of the week. As I said early in the show, I went to Vegas, right? In Vegas, I played at the sports book. I was at an MGM hotel. Me personally, not a fan of MGM sports betting, right? I'm a Caesars girly. However, in being in MGM and in following their rules, you can only do money line slips and money line parlays live. So with that, that's how I won my college slip. And I figured something out that I want to share with the people, okay? College football is one of the best sports to do over unders. Not even unders, overs, right? College football, if you pay attention, are typically high scoring. So what I would do is I would look at there's literally 30 games, 40 games on it every Saturday, right? You have plenty of options, right? Look at a game. What I did is I look at a game with a really, really high spread. You have several games that have plus 30, plus 40 spread. Look at the over, right? If they are close to each other, take the over. Because what I mean by that is if the spread is plus 38, but the over is 45. Okay, so you telling me that the team can get 38, win by 38 points, and it's going to be a blowout? Or can this team actually get a TD and a field goal? Most likely, they will score, maybe in garbage time, maybe the other team have a slow start. But with that, just typically, I would go for the over. Because also when these teams play these bad teams, they like to show out, right? They still trying to get into the league. They're gonna overkill. They're gonna overdo it. They see they spread 39, they going for 50, right? They see they spread 40, they going for 60. These kids just want to play. So I would choose the over more times than not when the spread on college football, I'm being very specific, college football, when the spread on college football is very, very high. And when I say very, very high, 35 and over, 40 and over, right? I would go for the over on that. You can make a 3 to 5 leg parlay. It should be a decent payout. A little wordy, but you can reach us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube if you have any questions, sports tips, sports betting tips, parlay tips, which apps to use, anything of that sort. That's all I got for you guys.
All
Jamar?
right. And lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tune in each and every week. We are here for you. At the end of the day, I mean, we want to get this money and we want to chill too. So yeah,
And we want you to get the
absolutely.
money. Absolutely. Well, see you guys next week.
Deuces.